Good evening. For those who do or don't know me, my name is Neil Davidson, I'm 52 years old, and I live in South Norfolk, 15 miles south of Norwich in the east of the UK. Countryside here is absolutely lovely, it's peaceful, quiet, nobody about for miles. Just turn you around if I can, which I can't. Okay. What we're here for. Okay. Welcome to my channel. Very small little channel. I go to Tenerife 2-3 times a year and do some walk around videos like in Tenerife and Rick and vloggers over there. I've only got 50 subscribers, but it doesn't matter. If you've joined this channel, you're probably part of the family or work colleagues that I've badgered to subscribe over the last few weeks, or maybe you've come from Rick and Shelley's channel, Tim's channel over in Tenerife. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's supported me in the last 6-7 months on my journey. If anyone doesn't know, I was diagnosed in December with stage 3 prostate cancer, and yeah, I just want to say a massive thanks to a lot of people, all my Bowles family, Rick, Tim, all the people at work who have shown me support over the last 6-7 months. December the 29th, my life stood still when the phone call from the hospital come to say that I'd had stage 3 prostate cancer, but certainly not stopped me from carrying on with life. Just got to deal with it and move on. Oh yeah. So my journey starts back last summer, back in June. We had a friend from work who English isn't their first language, and he sort of came to us to say that his partner wasn't very well and just needed a little help with English to make some appointments for his partner to the doctor's hospital. She went to the Norfolk and Norwich hospital early July, and then went to London and biopsies, and unfortunately 2.5 weeks later she passed away with bone cancer. Very tragic, very sad. So we try to help where we can, organise the funeral, the life insurances, the pensions, the registry of death, everything. We try to help. It's obviously not easy for them when English isn't the first language. So we took on board the role. Didn't have a clue what I was doing, but all in all, a lovely funeral in Brecklin Crematorium near Wharton, and very sad. But she was only my age. Diva was 51, and which left a big hole in her partner's daughter and our heart. A couple of days after the funeral, me and my partner, who is Latvian, went back to Latvia, had a couple of weeks holiday, and cut a long story short, my partner has a yearly blood test for her thyroid, which played up a few years ago. So while she was in the doctors, I decided I'd go in with her and just ask to see if I could have a blood test for no reason. Just want a blood test. Basically, I think in the back of the mind that we'd seen a friend pass away, and I just want to check that I was all okay. I am a fit, healthy person who don't have no time off work, so I knew there's going to be no problem, but I just wanted to see on paper that everything was okay. So I went into the waiting room and then into the nurse's room with her, and just basically asked my partner to ask about a blood test. My partner said, well, no, because Brexit, and you're not on the NHS Latvian register, so very much doubt her. So I just said, just ask her, please. So she asked her, and the nurse said, do I have a passport? Got my passport, typed it in, went through, and she asked me what I want. I said, don't know, liver, kidney, thyroid, red cells, white cells, glucose, prostate. I just named all the organs I could think of, and then I just asked her how much would it be, and she basically said it was going to cost 20 euros, and the results were going to be in 3 hours via email in English. Why wouldn't you? So within a couple of minutes I had 2 vials of blood coming out of my right arm, and left the surgery, and lo and behold, 1 o'clock that afternoon, it came through in English. Started to look at the results, everything looked fine, everything was in spec, apart for something called a PSA. Didn't have a clue what PSA meant. So I googled PSA, and it's obviously the antigen which is coming from the prostate. So again, I googled it, and I was only slightly elevated. For those who know about prostate, I was PSA 5.6, which is just above the 0 to 4. Nothing serious. It could mean a water infection, it could mean an enlarged prostate, it could mean numerous things. Cancer is just one of the things which it could have been. So, done a bit of research that day, and then I went back the next day for another test, which he charged me 4 euros. So, yep, had another retest, and it came back exactly the same. So I got some advice from him to go back to the doctors in the UK and get tested here. So I come back to the UK, had 2 more blood tests, exactly the same. So went to see the doctor for the digital rectal exam, which wasn't pleasant, but it is what it is. That came back fine. Urine test came back fine. And they sent me for a 14-day referral for MRI. Went for the MRI in the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital. Had to wait a couple of weeks for the I'm just going to cross a bridge here, just in case I don't fall in. Yep, we're in. Just going to go around a little path. So we had a MRI. Results come back, not what I was hoping. And the nurse basically said that they found a little image there, but nothing to worry about. All the results look quite good. And those who know about PIRADS, so it's a PIRADS 2, which is basically a low risk of cancer. So all looked good, but they did say that we'd have to go for a biopsy. 23rd of November, went for biopsies, 20 of them. Very unpleasant, but it had to be done. Walked like John Wayne for 2 or 3 days after, but expected the results back in 2 to 3 weeks, but they phoned me up and said there was a delay, as there always is. So I got told on the 29th of December the results, and it wasn't good news. 5 out of the 20 were positives. Again, if anyone knows about Gleason scores, I had 5 samples, 3 of them were 3+4s, and one of them was a 4+3. And in the letter it did say I needed treatment ASAP. So another month went, And so the 29th of December, your life stands still. Simple as that. You can't ever prepare yourself for it. And you have to quickly, very, very quickly, try and deal with it somehow. First couple of days were very, very, very emotional. Not just for me, for people close to me. And once you got over the anger, the guilt, why me? I try and help as many people as I can at work, do different things and holidays, support local charities. You think, why me? So, got a microphone there. So the next month I've done a lot of homework on watching a lot of YouTube videos, the pros and cons of different treatments. It wasn't just a matter of taking it out. There was some radiation, brachytherapy, proton beam. There's quite a few. So I've done a lot of homework on it, to be honest. And the main thing, what I want to try and tell people is that I watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of real life people, like I'm trying to do these set of videos of what really happens. Not what the surgeon says and the nurse says, because that's just book reading. I wanted to see what happens in real life. And basically I looked at the pros and cons from every different angle, and belong to a lot of Facebook prostate sites, and it comes to a conclusion, because I'm still young in this prostate cancer at 52, that having a prostatectomy is probably going to be the best way. Get it out of the body, don't want it in there. Again, the MRI was good news, because it said it was contained, nothing had gone outside the walls, so the prostatectomy is probably could be the best option. So I went to see the surgeon on the 24th of January, discussed a few things, and he said, yes, totally agree with you, you've got age on your side, and hopefully he can let you go in, take it out. And yeah, there's a few little things afterwards, but we can live with that. Am I going to father any children? No. Erectile dysfunction, live with it. And incontinence, that comes back after a while, and hopefully he hasn't got to do too much snipping around down there, and should be okay. So what I'm going to try is, my surgery is on Monday. It's currently Wednesday the 29th of March. The surgery is the 3rd of April at the Norfolk and Norwich at 7 o'clock, and I want to try and vlog after, an hour after. I haven't got a clue what's going to come out. So one thing I don't do is editing. I probably don't know how to. I haven't really had the time to study how to edit, so I will just do video and just let it play and download it. I want to try and do it an hour after surgery. I want to show people how it really was, and my experience of what happens when you get to the hospital, what happens after. Again, it's a 3-hour operation. Again, the good thing is I'm first in on Thursday, so should be back on the ward by sort of midday, and then it's all afternoon just to rest and recuperate, really. Again, what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to do something an hour afterwards, then do something in the evening time, and then maybe do like a day 2, day 4, 1 week after, 2 weeks after, and so on. Catheter bag will be with me for 2 weeks. I know it's a lot less in the US, but 2 weeks it is over here in the UK. And then we start the process of rebuilding the muscles within. So again, I'm going to try and video vlog what I can afterwards. I just want to give people, say, an idea of what really happens. One of the things which I would say to anybody, I think I'm just going to cross the road. Take the life in my hands, as Tim would say. Even though there's only one car a day here, so can't be too careful. One advice I would give to anybody who is going through this is, obviously when you get told the news, you know, your life stops, and very, very, very quickly you have to work out a way to deal with it. For me, I found, I don't watch TV, it's all doom and gloom for me. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I found that things I could relate to perked me up. I watch a lot of travel videos, I watch a lot of Tenerife with Rick and Shelley, just Rick, living with MS in Tenerife, Tim. And just again, I want to thank them for plugging my little channel. Yeah, I watched them before I went to bed, and you obviously go to bed on a little high, something you can relate to. Watch them walking around Tenerife. You know, just before you went to bed, you aren't doom and gloom. You're above. So you need to find out something what works for you, and it worked for me. Other people have other hobbies. There's so much out there on YouTube. So yeah, I'm just going to end the video here. If anyone's coming in here from other platforms who want to subscribe to me, doesn't cost a penny. Hit the bell, notifications when I upload. So again, I'm going to try and Monday's the operation, and we'll see what comes from that. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll speak soon.